gonna start talking about some playbooks. As you can see, this one is not very typical. It is very similar to the playbook I used in the hardcore format in Montana in the last couple of games when I had Denver and Tampa Bay. It this playbook is pretty good against teams, specifically Atlanta and Tampa Bay, but it is usable against most teams. The LB1 is his biggest weakness because you kind of loop around and knock down the run 1 and run 4, and also it puts you in an okay position to defend the pass 2. Pass 1, most people don't use, but I do. Uh, no, DB3 can out tap you, can uh, hold you down a bit, but if you got a nice lead blocker, uh, that can help out. I have Green, who's not strong or fast, but actually it's better when you have a slower lead blocker. So he's just slow enough to get in the way and not get it, and he can maintain against most players. So let's first of all let's put so and I have Green lean block for me here. Get right next close to him. So if someone was going to man a defender, he'd probably man one of the safeties. They'd be in the way. So that's and then run 1 is pretty good. That run 4 is vulnerable to an LD4 dive. I know in hardcore you can just nose tackle dive that as well. A couple of these playbooks are plays are pretty good. Right now, I want to focus on pass 4. Now, I got Bailey on top, so he's my primary guy. I'm actually going to not put my air on right away. I'm going to go like that and then back around. Okay, it's not open. See if I can get a good one here. I'm calling pass 3. They mark that? Yeah, they mark that back. Wait, no. Let's see here. Bang! See? Got a burner on there. Got a big pass to Bailey. Okay, now we're on top. What can happen as well is I got Mustard on the bottom for other plays, but see how I put a little angle on that? That's to you're trying to bait your guy into covering short a lot, and then go get to Bailey. Those are my progressions, and we're at the bottom of the screen. Mustard's not really gonna do too much, so this one I'm gonna threaten to run the football and then go to let's see who I got. Oh, it's Anderson on top. Obviously, get a touchdown, but I want to show you a little bit more. So, nice board of it. Let's see if I can show you a pass to the Mustard on the bottom. Usually, you want a faster guy for this to work, but it'll work with just about anyone. Now they open a line for me here. You just throw it. Nice little short pass. Run the ball. It's another option. Occasionally, you can, if they're falling, you just do like that. You get a little run. Just a way to throw them off. I'm not nearly as good. I almost always do a downward movement. quarterback. Wasn't a great amount of space there, but usually it's enough if you're doing it right. Okay, let's take a look at our conditions. You should do this every quarter. Mark is actually pretty. Yeah, his hitting power is not very much. Anderson's good. Now here's something I've recently been working on. A little play action. It might not be a great idea for a hardcore tournament, but if they call it, you're kind of screwed. But usually they aren't going to blitz in. It is possible with a lot of the linebackers to blitz in. But so let's take a look at some of the options. Okay, not getting the guy down there. I'm just gonna run the damn ball. Let's see if we can get a nice. Just toss it in the middle. You got your guy there. You got Anderson. He can move. Because a lot of times it'll happen like that, except with the user will go and cover the deep guy. They don't fall for the play action if they're not thinking about cutting the run. They'll go to the deep guy, and then they'll just go to the middle. Or then you'll just throw it in the middle. Okay, let's see. Okay, obviously that didn't work out, but that's the idea. Get a big gain like that. Now let's do some JJ. Oh, that was bad. And this one is a fairly hard one to hit. It's supposed to be like that, except he's supposed to fucking jump. My bad. And of course, you can always just do that. The guy will be just sitting there a lot, especially if sometimes they'll cover the other two and you just throw it to him. Let's see if I can get the damn JJ. It's hard because got Anderson there really fast. Oh, it's almost immediate. There we go. Okay, so not supposed to get intercepted, obviously. But that's the timing of it. It can be a little bit risky. It must have been the DB4 came in. Now here's a new one, and this only works with like I think 31 might be your max. Okay, that wasn't quite it. This usually they're too far down. The faster players are usually too far down the field for it to work. There you go. Well, most people don't use that play. I think it's a really good play. So Molnar did use it against me last night, so at least some people are using it. Show you one other thing. You can actually kind of use that as a fly because they're so slow. You can throw the ball just like a video about turning curls into fly routes. You kind of use them as a blocker there. Never even thought about doing that before. He does kind of get throw him off a little. It's being too slow here. Obviously that one. But I keep getting fumbles. Let's see if I can This is it is kind of risky, but again, this is something I'm working on. Like that. put in the wrong pass too. That's also a good play. Uh, then go with it. But I was there's something else I wanted to show you. Not that specific play. You know, let's even put the Chiefs in against them. Actually, no, we shouldn't because this isn't a great playbook against the Chiefs. Maybe you could use Summer. Let's take a look. Now here, what we're looking for is kind of the parting of the receivers, and we got the wrong people. Well, let's go to the top. Muster, we want nice and slow. You can't have someone like 31 if you're running this with a team like the Chargers where you have Tolliver or someone, and then you can throw it to Harmon or maybe Arthur Cox. You still want to be slow. You don't want put Marion Butts or Anthony Miller down there because the idea. Let me show you. It's a nice cheap way to pick up some yards. We want the bottom corner to go in, the bottom safety to go out. There we go. Quick pass. Okay. If you're gonna run that, you should probably, especially with the Bears, someone 94. You should probably check the DB4, see if you can actually popcorn them. Because if that person was only 44 hitting power, I could just run right through and pick them some more yards. Let's try it again. Oh wow! You know what I did wrong that time? I didn't step into the throw. And this is the kind of stuff. Well, it's great to play the people. You also should be playing doing stuff like this. There, definitely. No. Still the Bears. Good quick reads. This is actually getting a little risky. Usually, the Bears is a good team to do it with, but you want to have someone with a little bit more passing speed. This, like I said, San Diego's a good example. Pittsburgh with Bristers like Malarkey would be a good way to use it. And I wouldn't. You can use it with Denver, say Houston, Raiders, but say with Denver, maybe you put Johnson somewhere else and play with Seawall or Clarence K and at receiver 2, so they're not so fast. You'd probably better off just keeping Johnson or Jackson in there because they're so fast and so useful other places. But if you're going to run this playbook with them, if you decide to do that, then yeah, you want to switch them out. And then I don't know you might even have to put them on the bench, but this is why I'm tempted not to do it. Raiders maybe Steve Smith. I think he's got decent hands. Jets. Jets is a good one. O'Brien's got some passing speed. Maybe put out a Mike Boyer out there. Is 25. I think he's got 50 receptions, so he can catch it. Let's see what else. Now here's the weakness of this play. Yep. Watch. Yeah. You got no one. You're just gonna have to chuck it up or take the sack, really. Uh, so it's risky, especially if you're dealing with a team like the Bears. If you're like Houston and use it for some reason, you might want to put Gerald McNeil in instead, or who's maybe even someone slower, maybe one of the receivers, or even Tony Jones. Another combination I was thinking of, maybe Richard Johnson or Ricky Prohl, Ware to Johnson, or Tupa to Prohl. That's example. No, let's talk about run three. It's a good run play. Uh, you want your fullback and your running back to be the same skin color, otherwise it gives it away because it's a flip. This is the one play in this formation where your RB2 is in the backfield and your RB1's up there. This is vulnerable to the guy, kind of the bottom group of guys on the bottom. Their DL3 can loop around and get in the way if they know it's coming, which they shouldn't, but if they guess it's coming, without calling the play, it works. LB4, DB2, and DB4 can kind of loop around, especially DB4 can kind of do like kind of cut in there, cut back, and then cut back in type thing. Yeah. Play. Pretty good play. And then this will probably be the last one. Now this is run 2. It's good against the LB1, but maybe but let me show you an option you can do. Cut down the other way. Get a couple of yards if they're guarding the top. Anyways, that's some of the alternate plays you might use, and especially in that pass 4, pass 1, and pass 2 I was showing you. That's how you do it. At least how I do some of those, and it's good practice if you just kind of run this play over and over. If you're calling passes, go into coach mode, and call passes for the coach on defense. That'll give you better coverage, and learn about. See if you can set up a burner or this or that, or work on a couple of things I do against a computer, and then when you're confident, using some games and practice some more, see what works and doesn't work against humans, stuff like that. Playing against a computer, I do that a lot, or against a coach. You can't really practice a whole game, but you can practice specific things to make you better. Okay, that's it.